Michael Collins, Edwin Aldrin. Neil?
It was our pleasure to have participated in one great adventure. It's an adventure that took place not just in the month of July, but rather one that took place in the last decade. We all here and the people listening in today had the opportunity to share that adventure over its developing and unfolding in the past months and years. It's our privilege today to share with you some of the details of that final month of July. We're going to divert a little bit from the format of past press conferences and talk about the things that interested us most, in particular the things that occurred on and about the moon. We will use a number of films and slides which most of you have already seen, and with the intent of pointing out some of the things that we observed on the spot which may not be obvious to those of you who are looking at them here from the surface of Earth.
In terms of layman meets Neil Armstrong, which is this moment for me, what happens on give me an idea of what happens on sleep patterns. Is there such a thing?
Sleeping?
Sleeping?
Yes. We had a question in our own mind. We have this complicated spacecraft to operate. Are we going to have somebody awake all the time to run all the switches? What we would like to have done is sleep simultaneously and just put the craft on autopilot, and that would be most efficient, we thought. And the problem is,
on landing, of course, there was celebration that to a great extent I don't think's ever stopped. And ever since that time, there have been people who have claimed that never happened. And imagine that, after all of the effort and all the passion, that there are still people that would say that. What was your initial response to that when I talked to you? You said something fascinating about the number of people that were involved in that project.
well, I don't recall what I said, but people love conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
I mean, they are very attractive. But it was never a concern to me, because I know that one day somebody's going to go fly back up there and pick up that camera I left.
How's it going? Remember me? Mark Sibrel.
Would you give your name?
Round one. Fight!
Yeah, I got one for you, one for your lawyer to sue me.
That's right.
I hope you do. I'd love to go to court and show the window shot.
I know you'd like to get a lot of attention, wouldn't you?
Well, you're the one getting money for something you didn't do. You're getting a lecture for walking on the moon when you didn't. Well, that's called being a thief. That's called being a thief. Do you think you can get to heaven without repenting? Why don't you swear on the Bible that you walked on the moon? Why don't you swear on the Bible that you walked on the moon?
I'm not trying to get you tell him to get out of here. This is a hotel. We'll call the police.
We pay.
Come on in here. We'll call the police. Solicit on
Why don't you swear on the Bible that you walked on the moon?
It doesn't, sir. I have nothing to do with this. But
Okay.
you cannot solicit on this property.
We just paid to rent out the penthouse to shoot up there.
So you can't solicit like this.
Keep shooting.
All right. Well, then I go through my measures.
Yeah.
You got to keep shooting, man. Okay, well, you can put it on your shoulder. Don't be shy.
Come with me, Buzz.
You really like your picture, don't you?
You're the one who said you walked on the moon when you didn't.
Finish
Call the kettle
him.
black, if I ever thought of it. Saying I misrepresented myself.
Away from me.
You're a coward and a liar and a thief.
Why has nobody been to the moon in such a long time?
That's not an 8-year-old's question. That's my question. I want to know, but I think I know. Because we didn't go there, and that's the way it happened.
Do you remember the first time you were at the White House?
I do.
Well, 'cause
You're
of
not going to
course-
believe this. 1969, I had a date with Tricia Nixon.
With President Nixon's daughter?
Yeah.
Wow, how did that happen?
I think it was an arranged date.
Oh, by whom?
My dad.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, no, it was interesting.
So do you pull up to the White House and say, like,
In a purple gremlin.
in a purple? Where did you take Tricia Nixon?
I took her to a dinner. With my dad had a dinner for Frank Borman, who was an astronaut, a friend of his from Houston.
Any better, don't look for it, be happy with what you got. Because the owners of this country don't want that. Forget the politicians. The politicians are put there to give you the idea that you have freedom of choice. You don't. You have no choice. You have owners. They own you. They own everything. They own all the important land. They own and control the corporations. They've long since bought and paid for the Senate, the Congress, the state houses, the city halls. They got the judges in their back pockets. And they own all the big media companies, so they control just about all of the news and information you get to hear. They got you by the balls.
Astronauts are really, really good at making pictures in space that look like you've never left the planet. In fact, it's almost hard-pressed to tell whether you're in space or not in this picture. You know, we've got some fancy backdrops, I guess.
I'd go to the moon in a nanosecond. The problem is we don't have the technology to do that anymore. We used to, but we destroyed that technology, and it's a painful process to build it back again.
Round 2. Fight.
Mr. Armstrong, Bart Sibrel, ABC Digital. Wanted to give you the opportunity to swear in the Bible that you walked on the moon. Will you put your left hand on the Bible and swear to God that you walked on the moon?
Gentlemen.
Mr. Seibel.
Yes? If you really walked on the moon, why would you not do that? So why don't you just put the end to the record in the argument and put your hand on the Bible, swear to God you walked on the moon?
Mr. Seibel, knowing you, that's probably a fake Bible.
Really? Well, no, it's a real Bible. You have the opportunity to have $5,000.
The meeting is not open.
Well, you have $5,000 cash. You can give it to charity if you swear on the Bible that you walked on the moon. I have the tape.
That'd be fine.
Why don't you swear to... Why not? Why won't you do it? So why don't you put your hand on the Bible and swear to God that you walked on the moon?
Mr. Seibel has made a fool of himself in front of the world. Mr. Seibel, you do not deserve answers.